According to Business Insider, around 16 million people attempt to purchase a firearm in America annually. However, 1.5 million people per year are denied of their request to purchase a firearm. This fact raises many questions that can be answered by analyzing American history since its independence from Britain. As a result of events that occurred throughout American history, gun laws have changed over time, stayed constant, affected the economy, along with the political spectrum. According to John Gettings, Catherine McNiff, Keith Eakins, and Harry Wilson, who are profound experts on United States gun laws, the first event that raised conversation regarding the need for legislation on gun ownership occurred in 1791 after America defeated the British and gained independence. When America became an independent nation, the newly installed government was very weak and had little to no power, which led to many incidents of violence such as Shays' Rebellion. These events led to the country becoming unstable and had many politicians believe that it was in their best interest to install a more centralized government. After many discussions and debates, the Second Amendment, along with the United States Constitution, was enacted. The amendment was supported by the majority of the states in America because under the British ruling, it was illegal to possess a firearm, and most people were against anything that reminded them of being under the British rule. Similarly, many of these states also supported this gun law because it allowed all citizens to bear arms and to protect themselves. The Second Amendment also led to the creation of many militias allowing individuals to protect their freedom, allowed states to create a militia to protect their sovereignty, and also gave all citizens the right to bear arms. In 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected as the 33rd President of the United States and was forced to create legislation that addressed the growing problems in America. According to John Gettings, Catherine McNiff, Jim Couch, William Shogart, Robert Spitzer, and David Kopel, who are profound experts on United States gun laws, there were many difficulties and incidents related to firearms because there was an increase in activity of gangsters during Prohibition. Prohibition was a national ban of alcoholic beverages starting in 1920 and ending in 1933. The increase in gangster activity led to an increase in automatic firearms on the streets, along with a rise of violent acts being committed. Since there were problems, Roosevelt implemented a gun control law called the National Firearms Act of 1934. According to the original text of the National Firearms Act of 1934, which is shown on the screen, this gun law was created to eliminate fully automatic weapons in America, to tax all sales of firearms, and to require all future buyers of firearms to sign paperwork. It became the first gun control law in American history. The creation of this law steered many politicians and civilians to join different gun organizations, such as the NRA, to support their belief on what gun laws should do when enacted. Ultimately, this led to the beginning of political tensions between gun rights supporters and gun control supporters. In addition to creating a political debate, the National Firearms Act of 1934 caused a decrease in sales and negatively impacted the profits of many firearm manufacturing companies. Subsequently, John F. Kennedy became the President of the United States in 1960, but was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald midway through his presidential term. John Gettings, Catherine McNiff, Jim Couch, William Shogart, Robert Spitzer, and David Kopel, who are experts and have spent hundreds of hours on United States gun laws, have stated that this event further fueled the debate on gun control versus laws. Following the assassination, deliberations transpired concerning the distribution of firearms after learning that Oswald purchased his gun through the mail. Then on April 4, 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. As a result of this event, the majority of opponents of gun control laws changed their views and began to support the creation of the Gun Control Act of 1968. This act also restricted and decreased the chances of the wrong people obtaining firearms because all gun owners were required to be licensed in order to own a firearm. gun exchanges over state lines were banned, and convicted felons or drug users were prohibited from owning firearms. As a result of the act, there were decreased sales in firearms, leading to unprofitable gun stores and manufacturers. Also, many people organized together to support their beliefs on gun laws on both sides of the debate. Tensions between politicians who believed in gun control laws and others who believed in gun right laws also rose. Many years later, in 1981, John Hinckley Jr. attempted to assassinate Ronald Reagan and injured James Brady, who was the White House press secretary at the time. John Gettings, Catherine McNiff, Jim Couch, William Shogart, Robert Spitzer, and Alan Roston, who are experts in the field of United States gun law, state that due to this event, lawmakers fought and argued over the need for another gun control law. Many argued that another gun control law would go against the Second Amendment and claimed that the law would not help. But despite their claims, a new gun control law called the Brady Handgun Violence Protection Act was passed in 1994. According to the act, which is shown on the screen, before a firearm can be purchased or sold by a dealer or importer, a 5-day waiting period and background check for a licensed gun was implemented. Furthermore, the law also allowed the FBI to run background checks on all future firearm buyers. This gun control law led to further decreases in the production of sales and firearms, thus impacting the economy and creating the need for layoffs. As a result of horrific events, including assassinations and killings of political leaders, gun laws have changed and led to gun right laws being transformed to gun control laws, regulating ownership. The idea that gun laws are for the protection of citizens remained constant throughout American history, as is the debate on the need for them. The shifting of gun laws from gun right to gun control has led to a decline in America's economy as a result in the fall of sales. The drop in sales has led to decreased production and profits, leading to many layoffs and business closures. From 1791, when the topic of guns first entered the political arena, to today, major events spark re-evaluation of laws. Most recently, the Orlando shooting, which occurred in 2016, led to around 49 people dying, along with many critically injured. This horrific event led to the majority of Americans supporting gun control laws, along with many politicians. But the debate was closed due to the United States Senate rejecting the need for tighter gun laws. The political debate over gun laws will continue as long as people look for a cause of catastrophic incidents when a gun is involved.